Learning English is a fun and exciting adventure. Many people wonder how they can get better at English, especially when they are just starting. There is one secret to learning English that many people forget: listening. Listening is one of the best ways to improve your English. It helps you understand how words are spoken, how sentences are formed, and how to express your thoughts clearly. When you listen to stories, you not only learn new words, but also start to feel the rhythm and flow of the language. Anna is a young woman who, like many of us, wants to speak English fluently. But Anna has always struggled with speaking English. She felt shy and afraid of making mistakes. She only knew a few words, and she didn't feel confident enough to speak to others. Anna was frustrated because she knew that speaking English is an important skill, but she didn't know where to start. One day, Anna decided to try something different. Instead of focusing on memorizing vocabulary and grammar rules, she decided to listen more. She started listening to simple stories in English. At first, she couldn't understand everything, but the more she listened, the more she started to recognize words and phrases. Slowly, English didn't seem so difficult anymore. She realized that by listening to stories, she was learning more than she expected. Listening is very powerful when it comes to learning a language. When you listen, you begin to understand how words sound and how they are connected in sentences. You hear how native speakers express themselves. Listening is like a door that opens to a world of new words and ideas. The more you listen, the better your English will get. Listening to stories is a great way to learn. Stories are not only fun to listen to, but they also teach you how to use English in real life. When you listen to a story, you hear words used in context, and this helps you understand how to use those words in your own conversations. Stories also teach you about emotions, actions, and reactions, so you learn not just words, but also how to express feelings and ideas in English. For example, if you listen to a story about a person going on an adventure, you will hear words related to excitement, fear, and courage. You will learn how these feelings are described in English. You will also hear how the person speaks to others, and this will help you understand how to use English in similar situations. The beauty of stories is that they are not just about words, they are about meaning. Listening to a story helps you see the world through the eyes of the characters and feel what they feel. It makes the language come alive. In the beginning, it's okay if you don't understand everything. Don't worry if you can't catch every word. Just focus on the main ideas and try to listen to the rhythm of the language. Over time, you will start to hear more and understand better. The key is to keep listening and not give up. Even if it feels hard at first, every time you listen, you are getting better. Anna found that listening to stories helped her feel more connected to the language. She no longer saw English as just a set of rules to memorize. Instead, she saw it as a way to communicate, to tell stories, and to share ideas. By listening to English every day, Anna improved her listening skills and started to feel more confident in her ability to understand the language. There are many ways to practice listening in English. One way is to listen to stories through videos or audiobooks. You can find short stories or podcasts that are interesting and easy to follow. Start with simple stories, and as you get better, challenge yourself with more difficult ones. Another way to practice listening is to watch movies or shows in English. Even if you don't understand everything, listening to the dialogue helps you get used to the sounds and flow of English. Listening doesn't have to be difficult or boring. Find stories that you enjoy. If you like fairy tales, listen to stories like Cinderella or Little Red Riding Hood. If you like real-life stories, you can find podcasts or books that tell true stories. There are also many websites and apps that provide free audio stories. Try to listen to stories every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. The more you listen, the better your English will become. Listening is not just about hearing words, it's about learning how the language works. It helps you understand the culture, the emotions, and the way people express themselves. When you listen, you start to feel more comfortable with the language, and this will help you when it's time to speak. Anna's journey with listening to English shows how important it is to make listening a part of your learning routine. Listening helps you understand the language better and prepares you for speaking. By listening to stories, you will start to hear new words, learn new phrases, and feel more confident in your ability to communicate in English. Remember, learning English takes time, and there will be challenges along the way. But the more you listen, the more you will understand, and soon you'll feel confident enough to start speaking. Listening is the first step toward becoming fluent in English. So, start today by listening to a story in English and enjoy the journey ahead. Listening is one of the most important skills when it comes to learning a language, especially English. Many people focus on speaking, reading, or writing, but without strong listening skills, it can be difficult to understand others and express yourself clearly. Listening helps you understand how the language works, how sentences are structured, and how words sound. It gives you the foundation you need to improve your speaking and writing skills. When you listen to English, you start to notice how words are connected and how people express themselves. For example, in English, we don't always say things exactly as they are written. Native speakers use contractions, like I'm instead of I am, or don't instead of do not. Listening helps you hear these little changes in the language, which helps you sound more natural when you speak. Listening also helps you understand the meaning of words in different contexts. When you hear a word in a sentence, you can better understand what it means based on the situation. For instance, the word run can mean to move quickly on foot, but it can also mean to operate something, like a business or a machine. Listening to stories and conversations allows you to see how words change their meaning depending on the context. This is a crucial part of learning any language because it teaches you to think in different ways. One of the best ways to improve your listening skills is by listening to stories in English. Stories are not only interesting, but they also help you understand how language is used in different situations. Whether it's a fairy tale, a short story, or a real-life experience, stories expose you to different vocabulary, phrases, and emotions. They help you see how English is used to describe actions, feelings, and events, making it easier for you to understand and use the language yourself. Listening to stories is like going on an adventure. When you listen to a story, you can imagine yourself in the story, seeing the characters and places in your mind. You start to feel the emotions of the characters. You can hear the excitement in their voices, or the sadness, or the joy. This makes the language come alive. It is not just about learning new words, it is about feeling the meaning behind those words. For example, when you listen to a story about someone who is afraid but decides to face their fears, you not only learn new vocabulary, but you also understand how to express feelings like fear and courage in English. You learn how to talk about emotions, actions, and reactions. This kind of learning is powerful because it helps you connect with the language in a meaningful way. You are not just memorizing words, you are understanding how people use them to express their thoughts and feelings. Listening to stories also helps you with pronunciation. When you listen to a native speaker, you hear how words are pronounced naturally. You start to notice how sounds are linked together, how some words are stressed, and how others are said more softly. This helps you speak more clearly and confidently when you are talking to others. The more you listen, the better your pronunciation will become. Another great benefit of listening is that it helps you learn the rhythm and flow of the language. English, like many languages, has a natural rhythm. Some parts of a sentence are said faster, and others are said slower. By listening, you learn how to match the rhythm of the language. This is important because when you speak with the correct rhythm, your words will sound more natural and easier to understand. Listening also exposes you to different accents and ways of speaking. In English, there are many different accents depending on where the speaker is from. Listening to different accents helps you understand English in many different situations. You may hear an accent from America, the UK, Australia, or other parts of the world. By listening to a variety of accents, you become more flexible in your understanding of the language. It makes it easier for you to understand English no matter who is speaking. One of the best ways to practice listening is to listen to stories regularly. You don't need to listen to long stories right away. Start with short stories that are simple and easy to follow. As you get better, you can listen to longer and more complex stories. You can also listen to podcasts or watch videos in English. There are many different types of stories you can listen to, from fairy tales and fables to news reports and interviews. Each story offers a unique way to learn the language. Listening is not just about understanding the words. It is about understanding the culture and the emotions behind the language. Stories teach you how people use language in real life, how they communicate their feelings, and how they describe the world around them. By listening to stories, you are learning how to use English in a natural and meaningful way. Anna, the young woman from earlier, found that listening to stories helped her understand English much better. She could hear the words and sentences more clearly, and she started to use the words she had learned in her own conversations. Listening to stories made her feel more confident because she understood how to use the language to express herself. The more she listened, the better she became at speaking and understanding English. In conclusion, listening is a powerful tool for learning English. It helps you understand how words are used, how sentences are formed, and how to express yourself clearly. By listening to stories, you expose yourself to new vocabulary, new ideas, and new emotions. Listening helps you improve your pronunciation, your understanding of different accents, and your ability to use the language naturally. The more you listen, the better your English will become. So, start listening today and enjoy the journey of learning English. Once you have started listening to English and practicing your listening skills, the next important step is to start speaking. Speaking is a key part of learning any language. Many people are afraid of speaking because they're worrying about making mistakes, but speaking is one of the best ways to improve. The more you speak, the more confident you will become, and the better your English will be. At first, speaking can be a little scary, especially if you are shy or worried about making mistakes. I know it can feel difficult to speak when you are not sure if you are saying things correctly. But the truth is, making mistakes is a normal part of learning. Even native speakers make mistakes when they speak. The important thing is not to be afraid of mistakes, but to learn from them. Every time you make a mistake, you are getting one step closer to speaking better. Mistakes help you understand the language better and improve your skills. When you first start speaking, you don't have to worry about speaking perfectly. What matters most is that you try. You can start by repeating simple sentences that you hear in stories or videos. When you repeat the sentences, try to say them clearly and slowly. Don't worry if you don't sound perfect. The goal is to practice, to get used to speaking English, and to improve little by little. Speaking is like exercise for your mouth and brain. The more you speak, the easier it becomes. Just like when you exercise your body to get stronger, practicing speaking will make you stronger in English. Over time, you will feel more comfortable and confident when speaking. The more you practice, the more you will start to notice that speaking becomes more natural. One way to practice speaking is to talk to yourself. It might sound a little strange, but talking to yourself in English is a great way to practice. You can talk about your day, describe what you see, or even try to tell a story. This will help you get used to thinking and speaking in English. It's a great way to build confidence because you don't have to worry about other people listening. You can practice at your own pace and make mistakes without feeling embarrassed. Another way to practice speaking is to find a language partner or a friend to talk to. This is a great way to improve because you can practice real conversations. You can talk about anything you like, whether it's about your hobbies, your family, or your favorite movies. The key is to practice as much as possible. You don't need to have a perfect conversation at first. Even if you only know a few words or phrases, use them. Your partner will understand that you are learning, and they will be happy to help you improve. If you don't have someone to talk to, you can also practice by recording yourself. Record yourself speaking about something in English and then listen to it. This is a great way to check how you sound and to see what you need to improve. You might notice that you are making the same mistake over and over, or you might hear something that sounds different from how native speakers say it. This is helpful because it allows you to correct yourself and improve your speaking. One of the most important things to remember when speaking is to stay relaxed. It's easy to get nervous when you are learning a new language, but stress can make it harder to speak clearly. Take deep breaths, relax, and speak slowly. If you don't understand something, don't be afraid to ask someone to repeat it. It's okay not to know everything. Learning a language is a process, and the more you practice, the more confident you will become. Another tip is to speak often. The more you speak, the more confident you will feel. Try to speak English every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. The more you practice, the more comfortable you will become. You can practice by speaking with friends, family members, or even with a teacher or language partner. There are also many language exchange apps where you can talk to other learners or native speakers. Sometimes, you might feel like you are not improving fast enough, but don't give up. Learning a language takes time, and every little bit of practice helps. It's important to keep going, even if you don't see immediate results. Think about it like growing a plant. It takes time for the seeds to grow, but with patience and care, they will blossom. Similarly, with practice and patience, your speaking skills will improve. One thing that helps a lot is to stay positive. Be proud of the progress you've made, even if it's small. Celebrate every time you speak in English, even if it's just for a few sentences. The more you practice and the more you enjoy the process, the faster you will improve. Remember, everyone learns at their own pace, and it's okay to make mistakes along the way. In conclusion, speaking is an important skill to develop when learning English. It can be difficult at first, but the more you practice, the easier it will become. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Mistakes are part of the learning process, and they help you improve. Try talking to yourself, recording your voice, or finding a language partner to practice with. Speak every day, stay relaxed, and remember to be patient with yourself. With time and practice, you will build confidence, and soon, speaking English will feel natural and easy. Keep going and enjoy the journey of learning. As we come to the end of Anna's journey, it's clear how much progress she has made. At the beginning of the story, Anna was unsure and nervous about speaking English. She felt embarrassed about making mistakes and often avoided practicing because she didn't feel confident. But by listening to stories, she learned something important, that mistakes are not something to fear. Instead, they are opportunities to learn and improve. As Anna practiced listening to stories in English, she began to notice the rhythm of the language and how words were used in different contexts. This gave her deeper understanding of English and helped her feel more confident. Over time, she started to speak more. At first, it was hard and she made mistakes, but with each mistake, she became better. She practiced every day, and this practice gave her the strength to continue. Anna's story teaches us a very important lesson. The more you practice, the better you will become. Whether it's learning a language or any other skill, it's essential to keep going, even if progress seems slow. The key is not to give up, especially when things get difficult. By making mistakes, we learn, and by practicing every day, we improve. Anna's journey also reminds us that confidence comes with time. At the beginning, we may feel uncertain, but with consistency and patience, we become more comfortable and capable. In your own life, you can apply this lesson to anything you are learning. Just like Anna, you can start by breaking things down into small steps. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. They are part of the learning process. Practice every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. The more you practice, the more confident you will become, and the better you will get at whatever you are trying to learn. Congratulations to all of you for improving your listening skills by listening to Anna's story. You have not only learned new words and phrases, but also gained a deeper understanding of how language works. Keep practicing and continue your journey toward fluency. Remember, learning is a process, and each step you take brings you closer to your goal. Now, let's do a quick quiz to test what you've learned. Question: what is the main lesson from Anna's story? Are mistakes something to be afraid of? B: the more you practice, the better you will become. Please leave your answer in the comments below. Let us know if you chose A or B, and share your thoughts with us. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to support our work, and we'll be motivated to create even more valuable content for you. Your support means a lot to us, and we are working hard to provide high-quality content for free. If you find our work helpful, please consider donating to help us keep going and produce even better lessons. Thank you for learning with us.